Hello, welcome. We're playing the Stanley Parable. I haven't slept in over 48 hours, so if I look rough, I apologise. That's because I am. But yeah, Stanley Parable. So let's make Kevin Brighton's day a whole lot worse. Let's also jump up here and possibly change the station that we're listening to. I think something a little bit slower. You just go for ambient. Sure. We'll go for ambient. That should work. Ah, good, we are still loading. That's always a good sign. I also feel like I may have to turn this down a little bit more, about 5% thick. And
this is the story of a man named Stanley.
turn the
Stanley
game up.
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee
There you go. Hopefully you can hear that as well.
His job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day,
There we go.
every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
This is one of those games which is going to be quite hard to talk
And then
over.
one day, something very peculiar happened.
But then again, that's why I've got
Something that would
subtitles.
forever change Stanley.
Make life easier.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
I don't really
that
want
not
to skip
one
any of it.
single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his
I feel like the
years at
music
the
might
company
sync up
had
quite
this
a bit.
happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his
I
desk
remember.
and stepped out of his office.
Right, I'm just going to see if I can change the field of view a little bit. See what's good for people. I think about there will probably do us, won't it? I was trying to make it so that it's not going to be too jarring for people. I also want to turn down my sensitivity a little bit. That would help. I can go. We don't need it. No? What time does it say? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Hey.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now,
No
I'm
matter
not
how hard Stanley
going
looked,
to...
He couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm not going to go and do one of the achievements, which is try a single door handle about 100 times, I think it is. I believe there's a proper order for that, but I'm not doing it in the right order. It would seem.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
And already at this moment, I had fallen in love with this game. I do remember when this came out, and as in the full release, not the mod version.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Door on his left. So we can assume that the narrator would be stood in front of us talking to us, so the door on the left would be my right. Of course.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I want to turn that computer off. There. But yeah, I remember when this first came out, and Kevin Brighton on his Twitter account would post things as the narrator about Stanley.
Just to spend a few moments
It was
here
great.
in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yep. Yes, I did. How long before he gets annoyed with me standing here?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room
So,
utterly
this
captivating
and
that even
Dear
though all
Esther
your co-workers
are
have mysteriously
sort of the
vanished,
same.
here you sit looking at these chairs
Whereas
and
this
some
is more
paintings. Really worth
comedic,
it.
sarcastic, and all that. Dear Esther is more a
But eager to get back to
a
business,
novel.
Stanley took the
I'd
first
say an
door on
interactive
his
novel.
left.
Did I? I took the door on the left, did I? No. No, I didn't. Because I am not Stanley, I am Paul. I think it'd be quite good if at some point you turned around and saw the shadow of the narrator at the end of a hallway or something, just as a door closed. Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ay, ay, ay. You're gonna close as well? No? Okay. Yep. There you go. Okay. So. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift, $5,000. I have neither of those. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion, will cause death.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Wow. He's nice.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know.
I'm gonna just stand here.
Do it.
I want to see how annoyed we can make him. Oh, just let me... on here. Oh, wow. I never realized. So, what I've done is I've switched around the CPUs. I've switched around the CPUs and motherboards between the game computer and the streaming system. So now the streaming system is running an 8-core 16-thread processor. And the game computer now has the 12-core 24-thread. But it would seem as though we're actually running up to about 100% CPU usage, which is a bit worrying. Let me just stop the recording and see what that does for us. Still 100%. You're right, SP. I'm just watching CPU usage on Task Manager. And it turns out we can saturate a 16-thread CPU just by streaming. It's pretty cool. Is this running smoothly? Are you seeing me go around in a circle smoothly on the stream? Oh, okay. Well, that's not very good, is it? Alright, Kai. I am... Bring that window down here. Ah, that's what I can do. I've just realised what I can do. But of course it means stopping the stream. Okay. I'm going to stop the stream for a second and then start it again. I just have to change some settings. Basically, Kai, what happened was I switched the CPUs around. So now we've got a 16 core in that and a 24 core in this. And I didn't change any of the settings for the stream because I'm an idiot. So I'm going to do that now. How's task manager gone? Drum roll, please. Come on, please be smooth. Please be smooth. Nothing is being saturated here. I'm going to put that back up there. Out the way. I'm going to keep this. Okay, that seems, judging by my preview window. Okay, does it look smooth? Can you, am I running around in a circle smoothly now? Okay, so I've switched it from the CPU encoding over to the GPU encoding using the new NVENC stuff because, yeah, that's the one I usually used for. I usually use the CPU one for, I should probably just jump off that. I used the CPU one for encoding the stream that went out live and the NVENC one for recording the stream offline. So now I'm using the NVENC one for streaming and I'm not recording the stream. Because, you know, I'm not highlighting it anyway, so it's fine.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But I will play with some settings and,
how hard
you
Stanley
know,
looked, he couldn't
I'll make
find
it
a
work.
trace of his co-workers.
But now at least, we have a stream. Yes. Those computers are coming online.
When Stanley came to a
Damn
set
it.
of two of
The door closed too quick.
entered the door on his left.
So how are we doing, guys? Okay, I already went through there, so we'll go this way again. Yep, he went through the door on the left. I believe it's 412 that you press for the achievement. Like 100 times or something. Seem to remember it's not in the first section. You've got to go through a bit. Yeah, that's like my, it's like my whiteboard, that.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Just let me know if it decides to start skipping things. I've got the log up anyway, but yeah, just aha, hello broom closet.
Stanley stepped into
There
the
we
broom
go.
closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned
Oh.
around and got back on track.
No, he didn't. This is my story, Mr. Kevin Brighton. This is my
There
story.
was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Yep.
No reason to still be here.
Yep.
It was
It
baffling
is
that
the
Stanley
best.
was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least
Kyle,
if there
you'll
was something to
know
interact
this.
with, he'd be justified in some way.
Just
As
before
it
you
is,
enter
he's literally just standing
the
there doing
reactor
sweet FA.
thing at the beginning of Half-Life, the scientist on the left-hand side
Really still in the broom closet? Standing
recognized the
around doing
voice.
nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Oh, yeah.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said,
I love the way this game is effectively just standing in one place and not doing anything. Most of this game is just, I'll stand here.
This closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
There's actually a clip of Kevin Brighton in Black Mesa, just on the Twitch channel.
This is somehow its own branch.
I think it's like the one of the only Black Mesa clips on the channel.
Friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
My friends find this great. This is one of the best endings.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs.
Oh,
and
okay.
hookers.
Stanley's addicted to drugs and hookers. It turns out he must play GTA as well.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Yep.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because
Yep.
there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Yep, that's
Well,
what's
in a
happened.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or
is
she
dead.
has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on
Genuinely.
them. All right, when
You
you've done
can't
that,
really talk over this game, and you don't have to do anything. Of course I am. I've got some salt and vinegar Pringles under the desk as well. But this is the perfect kind of game for a day like this where you've not slept in over 48 hours at this point, so it's like, I'll just play a game where I can stand in a broom closet and annoy the narrator. In all fairness, I could listen to Kevin Brighton talk about pretty much anything. Okay, shall we humour him? Should we leave the broom closet?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You, too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. I think at that point you can either wait a long time or, you know. Oh, nice. Nicely done, SP. Can I have my broom closet back? No, okay. Go on then. Carry on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. And I don't remember the code for the computer.
Stepping into his manager's
I believe he
office,
tells me
Stanley
it.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
2845.
sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
Well, that is a good worry to have if your PC's so quiet that you forget that it's on, or don't notice that it's on. Am I the only one who doesn't mind hearing the computer? I really like hearing it. Just because if I can hear it, I know everything is going well. And then, I think we were saying this the other day, SP, when you shut down the computer, and you shut it down when you've got a lot of fan noise from it, and you just hear that whoosh, and the room just falls completely silent.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
It's great.
Was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free.
I think that's probably why I like having my computers noisy, just so I get that sense of relief when I turn them off.
It had never occurred to him. This
Oh
question
wow.
would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah, so that's actually a good point that you bring up, Kai. So when I switched the motherboards, I actually kept... The reason I switched it is because I tended to edit the video on the game PC, and it came with the PCIe SSD, which was in, obviously, the editing system's motherboard. So now this game computer has that PCIe SSD, and also PCIe 4, which is nice. Escape, mind control. Escape, mind control. Escape, mind control. Both are a trap. But escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
It's true, it is quite a violent death if I remember correctly.
The door
Oh yeah, you can't beat appeal.
Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around.
I think there's still appeal on the camera that I'm using.
At this point,
I always save
Stanley was
one
making a
somewhere,
conscious,
just so I've always got
concerted
one to
effort
look forward
walk
to.
and willingly
You know, on a really
confront
crap
his
day,
death.
you just have a nice peel. I like where you can turn around and just run all the way back. Where am I going? There. Oh, there's my cursor. But how frustrating is it if you do it really slowly? You're doing it perfectly, and then it just rips. Just
As the machine got into motion, Stanley was pinched.
and usually right at the end as well. Are you just there with your nail going,
Been of no
fucking piece of shit,
consequence
fucking shit.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was a
Yes.
loss.
Yeah, you have to slowly enjoy the peel.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and
Oh, isn't this the ending where we don't actually get crushed? Yeah.
Farewell, Stanley, cried
Yeah,
the narrator,
there she is.
as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone
Have you
in
seen the
his
video
body,
of the
killing him instantly.
crying baby game thing in this? And someone set up a little, what's he gonna call it? Macro on their computer, which just keeps on pressing the button so the baby never goes in the fire. Turns out it's an actual ending. Oh, I should probably look around, shouldn't I? I don't see anything because of studio lights. Ah, there it is.
And yet it would
I'll
be
just keep
a
on running
few
towards
minutes
this.
before Stanley would restart the game back in his office as alive
Oh,
as
it's
ever.
the museum
What
ending. I like
exactly
this
did the
one.
narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see
ASMR,
that Stanley was
GPU
already
peel.
dead
And
from
yeah,
the
go for it,
moment he
SP.
hit start?
I love this room because this is just like, you can imagine that they did this on paper first. Yeah, just a room full of like the concept stuff, and yeah, I really like this sort of thing. And because it's an actual ending as well, really nice. Button sounds. Each is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Okay. Office computers. Click. 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 There you go, we'll just get the credits now. There you go. The most important bit. Right there. So what was your command meant to do, SP? Oh, first world problems, eh? I mean, look at this. I could genuinely just spend ages... Ah, okay. That makes sense. I could genuinely just spend ages wandering around this. But here you go, one of the few games on Greenlight that wasn't a complete load of horse crap. I mean... Fair enough, SP. It turns out I don't think that Black Mesa was actually greenlit. I think that was a genuine early access release. I thought it was greenlit, but I think it might have actually just been a normal early access one. I did a little bit of like digging into it. You know, after we were talking about it on stream. I've never actually walked this deep into this room. Like, normally I just go straight for the exit. I've never spent this long in here. What's this? The Zendin. Escape menu. Oh, yeah. What's down here? Oh, I may have crashed it. Yeah, it's genuinely just crashed on me. Wow, that's... This computer's really having a mare at the minute. That's okay. Because I can switch to me. Switch to task manager. Okay, yes, allow access for Stanley Parable. I wonder. This is weird. Yeah, so there we go. Let's see if this works. Yeah, Black Mesa was like released as a mod. Well, not even a mod, it was its own game, really. just using the engine. And then was released as early access.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
This was
Stanley
released as the
decided to
mod.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And then got its own full release, which I'm really happy about. There we go, that's 2 of them with the input received. I'm going to turn off all the computers because I can, because I'm a bit of a dick.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting.
I'm just going to keep on running and ignoring him.
Well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Can you imagine the pitch to,
this room,
like, Kevin Brighton though, just, yeah, we want you to be a narrator, but we want people to completely ignore everything you want them to do.
Walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track.
Oh, okay, you want me to go that way? Oh, well, if you want me to go that way, why didn't you just say so? Like, if he wants me to go a certain way, he needs to just tell me that so I can ignore him.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right. My mistake.
Uh-huh.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you...
Oh, here we go.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right.
Such a well-written game.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely...
I love the way he actually just did the...
This way.
Like...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Where it is.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh.
I forgot what number Stanley was. I believe he's 200 and something.
The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just
Believe. Is there a zoom? No. Okay.
Start the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track. Okay, from the top.
$427. Nicely done, Kai. Yeah, it was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
We were all just like, it's 400 and something.
Perhaps he had simply
Definitely up there. 427. I don't know why I'm turning off all the computers. It's just fun.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Really?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game.
Yeah.
Fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I mean,
did you
no.
move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
It's through that door.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. Where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the beautiful key? Find the key, find the key. Oh, how happy you'll be. I think I just saw a story. There's white lights. Okay. Well, this feels like story to me. See? Back on
I'll say it.
track.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Yeah.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay,
I
let's
do
give it a
like the
shot,
way
why
it
not?
just gets more and more broken. Oh, just realised.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What I love is they've written the narrator to try and stay sort of on track. Even though it's impossible. No doors?
Okay,
No doors.
it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Is it?
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Open the door. I wonder how many endings there actually are in this game. Oh, I know which ending we're on now. Seven sounds about right.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I thought it was like 7 or 8.
Never mind, not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way.
Somewhere around
and
there.
retrace our steps.
See, this reminds me, this sort of level switching in the background reminds me of Layers of Fear.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this
Definitely a
story?
number.
I don't
Definitely
think
a
so.
number.
I
be
can't quite
above
recall, but I
0.
believe my story took place in an office building.
100%.
Is that correct?
Yeah, this sort of level
You remember,
switching reminds me
Stanley?
of Layers of Fear,
Well, do you know
where
what?
you'd walk through a
Since
door,
I've completely forgotten
go
what we
back
were
through it,
supposed to be doing,
and
how about this?
the level would have
You
switched.
win. Congratulations!
Woo!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid
Champion.
off. So,
Right
good
here.
Job.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
That's true.
Some people
I didn't
win
put any
fair
work
and
in.
square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what
a murder
will happen this
house.
time. I have to restart.
There it is.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure.
We all hearing this music right now?
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Follow the adventure line, eh? Follow the adventure line. No. How's about I don't? Are you gonna have no doors, are you? Yep. Okay, how about I do? Adventure line awaits! Ooh, computer. Hey. Damn it. Fine. Fine, I'll follow his line, but I'm not going to be happy about it. It doesn't say I have to be happy about following the line.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way,
Ooh,
is the story
deep.
of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being
Ooh, hello,
via
Toss.
the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
I
Now, we
love
can
the
both
loop.
agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office,
Yes.
is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective
I believe this
construct?
explains everything that we need to know about what he's saying.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
007?
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
A bit of music to lighten the mood would work if I hadn't turned music down in the game. Just saying. No. Yes. Yes, I will. Go in the warehouse. This all feels safe. This is one of the weirdest games ever though, right? It's not just me.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Why?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Just gonna keep on hitting U's on it. Just make sure there's nothing funky about the fern. Okay. There's nothing funky about the fern, it's just a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I wonder if anything's opened up down here now. Or is it still a dead end? Nope, still a dead end. Okay. Onwards. Carry on following the line. Do 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 do.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
427.
After everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting.
Okay.
Daring, mysterious.
Let's make up our own story.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Which door have you opened? Oh, that one. Okay. Off we go. This is a weird office. Office 437 is
Now,
pretty strange.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Not
Go
turning
on.
right for about
Use your
15 hours.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley.
Okay, we've got a left
I'm
turn.
ready for it.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
So, should we just follow the line? Is that a thing that we're going to do?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From
Right.
here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere...
Is this a
the place where
circle?
we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door. that
No
leads
problem,
nowhere.
SP.
And that in turn means that our
This has got to count as a
destination
circle, right?
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
No, because right is right, but
Answer
left is best.
Yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I wasn't really listening to him.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant
BVA
ending?
monitor.
And we're supposed to
Restart.
restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Find the schedule.
Now, according to
Restart the
schedule, I
game.
restart again.
5th restart.
Am I just supposed
Forget
to
about it.
forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank
Restart.
simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me?
After a long
I
time,
get to
Stanley
decide.
dies.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Yes, you will.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean,
Giggity.
did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. They're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
Now
All of his
we
co-workers were gone.
try to do
What
it.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Sounded like a
missed
Mario boop, that. So this computer now for the third one, I believe, is
When Stanley
up
came to
on
a set of two open doors,
the
he
desk
entered the
of the
door on his
manager.
left.
Just guessing, but I think it is.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah, blah blah blah.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Oh no, 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 not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay,
Coming to a
down
staircase,
is now open,
Stanley walked
but I'm going to go
upstairs
up.
to his boss's office.
I'm going to see if we can see that computer again. Yep, there it is. 3.
Stepping into his manager's office,
2845.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh wow, it's actually playing that music. Nice. Even with music off, that still comes through. Okay.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. I did what I wanted to achieve down there, which was that computer. We're good. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Eh? Eh. Okay. Oh, I wonder what this does.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Not at all
horrible
Matrix
secret did
inspired.
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, it's a computer screen, so I'd guess we have the strength. Do 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 do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
There's our office.
Stanley's co-workers.
Dead center now.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them.
Two of them are mirrored.
In this place.
The one above ours and the one to the left of ours are the same picture. What office numbers do they give for them? 2, 6, and 1, 1. Bizarre. Okay, where were we? Brilliant game, though.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true.
Was it?
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason?
I mean, I've played GTA. This is not that horrible. I'm going to be honest with him.
Manipulated to accept it blindly.
This is not at all horrible.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
Pirate.
Never.
That one says pirate.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But
Oh, for fuck's sake,
the
this
heart
thing.
of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Button. 2. Okay. There's 5. There's 3. So it goes 1, 2 there. Here's 3. Five. Looking for 4. 1, 2, 3. Is that up there? Yep, there it is. 1, 2, 3 over there. Four. And then 5's over near the other door. Okay. Not sure if any of that is relevant, but it's nice to know. Ah. On or off, on or off.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Of course. Go on, I'll give you the choice, on or off. Which are we going with? I don't remember if this actually makes a difference, but on. On it is.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes, I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley,
Which, the actual in-game music or the music that's playing now?
I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed
I decided I'd switch from the yeah.
the controls off.
Oh yeah, the in-game's
and leave.
music is
If you want to
awesome.
throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do.
I always just use
Trouble,
pretzel
and I
rocks for
believe you'll find this
streams though,
personal.
so
Stanley suddenly realized
we don't get to
he
enjoy
had
that.
just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event
Oh,
this
bugger.
machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode,
Oh well.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say
Oh no.
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
The in-game
Mere
music
moments until the bomb goes
is
off.
not on because
Precious
some
moments each one of them is.
games
More time to
don't
talk
like
about
it.
You, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I
they're all
barely know
numbered.
where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of
Yeah,
solace
some games
before you're
don't like it when you
All right,
use the in-game music, so it's just easier to turn music off and then...
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
I know, they are
Sometimes
pretty
when I
cool
did it, I
developers.
simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's just easier to do it with every game, so I'm in the habit of doing it.
Swallowing everyone inside.
So when I jump on games like Far Cry and stuff, you know,
I have to say this,
it's
though,
already done.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
I
But
don't
I'm
really
sure
mind
whatever
blowing
I
up.
come
It's
with
completely
on the
fine.
next go around will be even better. My
It's a shame we
goodness,
don't actually
only
blow up properly.
34 seconds
That'd be quite
left.
good.
But I'm enjoying this so much.
Why
You
do I
know
never
what?
go through this?
The hell with
Oh,
it.
okay.
I'm going to put
That's why I
some
never go
extra
through that
time
door.
on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're
Yeah,
going?
but the problem
or
is
what
when
you're
you
supposed
upload
to be
the
doing
full
right now?
stream to
Or did you just
YouTube
assume when you saw
afterwards,
that timer that something in this room was
a lot of the
capable
time
turning
YouTube
on?
itself
I
will
mean, look at you.
flag the
Running
music,
from button
which,
to button,
you know,
screen to screen,
like, it's fair,
clicking on every little
but
thing in this room. These number
quite
buttons,
frustrating.
no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door.
So I do tend to just
Everything, anything, something here will
turn it off,
save
make
you.
life easy.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this
What?
place is? Stanley.
I really
You're
could
in
just
for quite
listen
a
to him
disappointment.
talk about anything,
But
I
here's
think,
a
though.
spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
La
This is
la
not a
la.
challenge, it's a tragedy.
Normally
You
I'd just
wanted to
stand
control
over at
this
the
world, that's fine.
at the main console.
I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike.
Most of
30
Far Cry
seconds
gets
until a
flagged.
big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
What else was
Just
there?
you being blown to pieces.
There's been quite a few actually that
Desperately to your frail
sort of flag it
body.
as you
Let it
upload
go
them.
peacefully. Another choice.
Like I say, it's completely fair.
Or don't.
I
It's all
don't
the same
have a
to me.
problem with
All
them
part
doing
of
that.
the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second
But it's
of
just
your
easier when
inevitable
you
life
upload
from
the full
moment
stream
we
just to,
begin
you know,
until the moment I
Pretzel
say,
Rocks,
"Hurry
it's
up."
all free anyway. You don't have to think. Plus, it also gives people a reason to actually go out and get these games. Because I agree, the soundtrack in this is amazing.
Wait,
There's also
that
stuff
is
like
your
Black
time,
Mesa,
sir. Am I
which
sure
the
that
soundtrack to
orders
Black
stopped
Mesa
from
is.
then? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Weird. Okay. Okay, so how are you? How are you here, O'Brien?
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Yep,
doors,
I'm sure Stanley did enter the door on the left.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Unfortunately, I'm not
Perhaps he
Stanley.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Still, I'm
just
still
to
not
admire it.
Stanley.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, we've already been down there.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be
Come
difficult,
on.
but the fact
Come
is
on.
that the story has
I
been
can
about
make it from here.
nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle
Danger.
of something
Danger
with
everywhere.
zero consideration
Okay.
for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something
Do you though,
beautiful.
Kevin?
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Don't
Give
believe
me a
him.
chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
I'm fairly sure he tells us to go through the
Stanley
red
walked
door.
Through the red door.
Yeah, I thought so. And then he forces us back in.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Back out behind it. Yep.
Communicating properly.
There it is.
Walked through. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
I love the fact that the actual dev textures from the source engine have been used here.
Developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining?
Having actually used the source engine myself, to see that is just...
I put a lot of time into that because I did.
I have full environments in the source engine that are just covered in 128 wall textures. And this grey floor.
What did you want to see? Vehicles?
I love it.
Trees?
I really do love this
You've
game.
given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Oh no, it's the baby game.
There we go.
Isn't it? Oh no.
Option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Ceiling light.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about
Let's
your
avoid making an actual decision.
You say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices.
Right, come on.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for
Come
some
on.
real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
No. No, there'll be no opinions made here.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Isn't this
Let's take a
Minecraft?
look.
Oh, okay. I'm fairly confident, completely fictional leaderboard. Which is just a brilliant addition as well. Go on, how far down are we? There we are. Okay. We're objectively the worst. I'm okay with that.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated?
We're not making a
to keep
decision.
walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Of course.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Of course I'll playtest your game.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Seems
You click the
like a
button to
bad
move
deal
him
for the
back to
baby.
Right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Oh, okay.
It's a very meaningful game.
Well,
All about the
luckily,
desperation and tedium of
I'm really good at
endlessly
failing in
confronting
video
the
games.
demands of family life.
I have a lot of
I think
experience
the
with that.
world will really take
It's
notice.
kind of my
Of
thing.
course, the message of the game
Being
only becomes
really
clear
bad.
once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you
Do you remember
give it
seeing the
4
video of
hours
someone
a day
actually
to
pressing
make
it for
sure
4
it's
hours?
effective?
I think they
Be
made a
sure to
macro
keep
of it,
notes
so
on your experience.
it just keep on pressing it. That noise is horrendous. Okay, in the fire you go. Off you go. Go on. In the fire. That's right.
You heartless bastard.
Yes, I
Did
am.
you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Yeah, a little bit of
Because
both.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think
Gonna be
of
honest.
a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Hell yes.
Let's see. What do we have here?
If I was smart, what I'd actually do now is pause the game and
Yes.
load
Seems
Minecraft
like it'll work.
and have
Let's give it
a save
shot.
with this exact area saved. So it looked like we just loaded into this.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it
Oh, my eyes are a little bit dry
When I say
today.
this, I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic
Okay.
purpose.
I will stand
Watch
out of the
this,
way.
Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Go on then. Build your house.
This will go here, no, here, and then.
Gonna build a house.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes,
Oh.
it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed
It
at
looks
your
a
own
bit shit.
inadequacy.
Same.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience.
Sure.
Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond.
Oh, okay.
Everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Right, look at that hill in the background. Looks familiar. Anyway, the issue with this is if you drop down, you can't get back up because he doesn't jump. I want to no clip on this world. I want to see how big this world actually is. You know, like how far behind the hill they actually designed.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, and I also can't see much on these monitors, so, you know,
Oh,
just saying.
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5.
Oh, I've reached the end. I heard a spider. That's nice.
Okay, new game.
I like the fact that they've got the spider sound effect in there as well. That's pretty cool. I mean, if you're in contact with the developers of a game, you know, it's not that hard to get those sound effects. But still.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm
Oh, it's the
curious.
actual assets as well.
Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Right. Oh, yes.
Oh, it's a puzzle.
I mean, that sound effect
Critical
isn't correct.
thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
When that dropped, it was the sound of a medkit. That dring is the sound of the buttons at Black Mesa.
Genius.
Can't identify that, like, sharp
No,
at the beginning,
you know
though.
what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So,
I think
why
I've
don't you
offended
get
the
cozy
narrator.
in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity.
Okay.
I don't
Sounds
need
healthy.
your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I
Goodbye. Oh, look at it. There's so much work gone into making it look like it's in progress. Oh, I've fallen again. Should probably watch where we're going. Open door there. Now bear in mind that I can't actually see anything on that screen, I can't see anything on this screen, and I can only just see things on the actual stream version of it. So I have to wait like a couple of seconds so I can use the stream. Which is always useful. Okay, so this is where we started. That's the hole we dropped in on. Okay. I go through here. Not been here. Aha! A light. Light guides the way in video games. Oh, hello, computers. Hey, I recognize those computers. They're from Kleiner's lab in Half-Life 2. That is the cremator head on the bottom right screen. Nice. See. Also, these blue doors and these textures are from the apartments at the beginning of Half-Life 2. That array of things is from Half-Life 2 as well. Hey, 427. That's us. That's Stanley. I'm going to use the stream. See if I'm missing anything here. Okay, I believe then that we're supposed to just restart. Oh, there we go.
I wonder what he found.
There you go.
What he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story. Well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy
Accurate
with his
summation of
choice,
our position.
and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos.
Well,
and the fear
he's
and
doing
the
that anyway.
That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, there's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Okay.
The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Confirmed.
I can wait.
Kevin Brighton is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. Thank you. And we're back in the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard
Right,
Stanley
there's a
looked,
way.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm sure there's a way to get up onto this desk. I swear there was. Don't remember how though. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, you had to look away from the computer effectively to press that one.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
We're
but
back
it
to
didn't
that.
make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yeah, but it made me feel better. He seems to forget that. I'm a human too. Okay.
When Stanley came to
Different.
a set of two open doors, he entered the door
Door
on
on
his
his
left.
left. Yes, he did. Through the boardroom.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an
You
answer there.
bastard narrator. Monster.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I love how he just gets to the point of just like press some buttons, make thing go boom. Okay, there's nowhere to go back there then. Down we go. I might play Layers of Fear at some point. This and that have a lot in common. like I said earlier. And also, it's another Source game, I believe.
Stanley walked straight ahead
Fairly
through
sure
the
it
large
is.
door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. We'll do that again and we'll press off this time. Lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought.
Hopefully I can't fall out of that.
Did he have the
Even though I should be
strength
able to.
find out?
Let's be honest.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Where's that pirate?
Each
There he
bore
is.
the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Here it comes.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Got a couple of blanks,
Was
we've
this
got a
the
few
only reason he
fires.
was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it.
Can't imagine how much work it was to program this room.
No,
You don't get the monitors
he
to actually
refused
show
to
properly
believe
and
it. He couldn't accept
cycle
it.
through.
His own life in someone
Rather them
else's
than me.
control.
I tell you that one.
It was unthinkable.
Definitely
Wasn't it?
rather them than me.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that
Zhup. Shkapak.
blackness and a
Yep,
rising chill
That's
of
what
uncertainty.
darkness is.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself
Yeah,
from
that's
someone
right.
else's command.
I win.
Freedom was mere moments away.
Sorry, bird.
And yet, even as the immense
Be another
door
bird.
slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his
Oh,
goal had not been to understand.
tell you what, this
but to
little
let go.
section
No longer would
sort
anyone
of
tell
makes
him
me a
where to
little
go,
bit upset.
what to do, or how to feel.
Just because,
Whatever life he lives,
I mean,
it
look.
will be his.
Look at that for a
And that
game
was
world.
all he needed to know. It
It's
was perhaps
it's a Source
the
version
only
of
thing
Skyrim
worth
right there.
knowing. Stanley stepped
Is what that
through
is.
the open door.
Stanley's trying to step through the open door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Like, that is
The feeling of
Source
liberation.
Skyrim.
The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yes, he was. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Oh wonder if there's a thing if you push all of these buttons. Don't know how many endings we've had so far. I sort of stopped counting. Hey, get pressed. Oh, they come back on. Is this literally all we do? I love where you can see the skybox. Just. Is this literally it? There's no like forced restart? There you go. Does that take me back there straight away? Always just take me to the same place. Yes, yes it does. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe. I think I might actually call this after this one, whatever ending we get. I'm going to call it after it.
When Stanley came to a set of
Just because, like I say, I have been up for 48 hours at this point.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
little
he
bit
wanted
tired.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible
And I'm not
room,
actually got any
Stanley
work
for
done
the
today
first-
either.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley
I'm
was
sort
so
of
bad
tempted
at
to do
following
Layers of
directions,
Fear
it's
soon.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I know there's a Layers of Fear
I'm not
VR,
your enemy, really, I'm not.
which,
I
you know,
realize
I
that
don't
this
do
sort of
horror games. I don't do
trust of someone
spiders
else
or
can be
horror
difficult,
games.
but the fact is
Or
that the
heights,
story
but
has been
this
about
I'm
nothing
fine
but
with.
you all this time.
I can sort of deal
There's
with
someone
heights
you've been
a lot more in
neglecting,
games.
Stanley. Someone
Real
you've
world,
forgotten
not a
about.
chance.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Uh-huh.
She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Uh-huh. That's it. That's her, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
There you are.
All right, now, I want you to
Uh-huh.
come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They'd want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to
question.
make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's
Okay.
really going on here.
Hello.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What if I don't? What happens if I just don't press it? Is that an option? I mean, the thing about this game, you don't know what is and isn't an option, and you have to be patient trying to figure it out. So it takes a while. But I feel like that's not optional.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's
Hey,
told
hey, hey.
to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now
Oh, I
he's
wish I were eating lunch.
Now he's going
KFC would be
home.
nice.
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Does feel like his fault.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work,
V to watch TV and it just spawns some filing cabinets.
All of his co-workers, his
About
boss,
right.
everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either.
This is one of those
Choice. It barely even
quite
mattered what lay
depressing
behind each
endings,
door.
but
The
you know.
mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible
Look how
paths
happy
and
this drawer looks.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more
Picture of the outside that we ended up at.
Real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me.
That looks very high res.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I've not pressed it. I have a feeling this one's a lesson in patience. But I'm not a patient man.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley.
How very high def
Not so
papers
different, I
though.
suppose. I'll try once more to convey
Recommendations
this to
of
him.
the Oversight Committee.
I must. Perhaps
1991.
Maybe this time you'll see.
I was alive then.
And I tried again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a button.
Rude.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
An infinite loop.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Okay, I'm
he
gonna
entered
go
the
with it.
door on his left.
Because we can already see that this isn't correct.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
The layout from the
Feeling a
beginning
wave
is
of
very
disbelief,
weird.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Well, we're going
And
down.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Anything interesting under there now?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because
1-2-B4.
everyone
Oh, okay.
had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said.
In all fairness, doors closing behind you isn't really a mystery. You could just flick it closed with your fingers.
He came to the conclusion that it had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job.
Actually putting me to sleep going round in circles.
Enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Would it be dictating or narrating?
Itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
It's got to have been about 5 minutes now, right?
Now, as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my
your wife that you don't have, your job you've probably been fired from.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
No, Stanley, you are not normal.
I am okay.
I am alive. I remember the hype for I Am Alive.
Stanley
I then remember it being a tragic shame when it came out.
I have a boss, I have an office, I am real. Please, just someone tell
It
me
had such
I'm real.
hope.
I must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my
And then
voice?
it was ruined.
Who am I? Who am I?
By becoming a pseudo David Cage game. Another one down Ubisoft shitter.
Of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted
Look at
by
her.
the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously
put a
crazy.
briefcase
This
down
much
and
she knew.
pondered.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Good.
But then
Glad
she
our
remembered
death
the
could
meeting
make
she
her
had
feel better.
scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
I'm glad she didn't think about us too long.
So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What, she meant to phone an ambulance? She said she phoned an ambulance. I don't feel like she phoned an ambulance. I'm just saying. And that's where we're going to end. We're going to end it there. That's really fun, actually. It's fun to just sort of go around in circles and discover the bit, like the endings that I've not seen before, and rediscover some that I have and just have completely forgotten how they go. That's really fun to do. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get some rest. 48 hours is too long for a person to be up. I'm telling you. Especially when you've got stuff to do. But yeah, well, it looks like we fixed the stream at least. That seems to be streaming perfectly fine, which is good. There was a worrying moment at the beginning of that, where I thought we might have, well, I say we, where I thought I might have ruined the entire setup, but luckily, it seems to be working. So, as always, we are live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 4 PM UK time. Videos go up on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday and Friday as well. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. The Discord server's up, you should definitely come and join us on that. And yeah, that's going to do it. So, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, and I will see you in a biz. Goodbye.